Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and you all are in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister, Denise Renee Muhammad, along with my brother Sean Ali. And we're coming on today for another episode of the Health and Wellness Power Hour. So as you come in, go ahead and share the video, share the video. Sharing is caring. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Sean.
Wa alaikum
How are you?
assalam. Sis. Not too bad. Not too bad at
Can you
all.
hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Good, good. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
not too. Yeah, not too bad
Loud
at
and
all.
clear.
Mm-hmm.
Loud
I'm
and
sometimes
good, good.
is there a delay or something?
It's I seem like it.
Okay,
Are
well
you
let's keep well.
froze? Let me see. All right, let's go. Keep it moving. Yes, let's keep it moving. All right, so our topic today is fasting, how to prevent and overcome death.
Mm.
Fasting, always a great topic of discussion. Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. Especially when it's discussed in the purpose of it. You know,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But that's something that you know I like to, what I think as we move forward as a people, we need to like have a with all of our discussions, whether it's about finances, health and wellness, marriage, raising children. Like it should be based in science so we can ensure that we're successful. You know what I mean? So when we look at life and death, unfortunately, a lot of our conversation isn't revolved around science. You feel me? So when we, especially death, that's death is pathology. It's a whole field to study in depth, right? You feel what I'm saying? Like, so the last person that sees you is a pathologist, because so you know we look at that. To die for a human being to die, it's at a cellular level. You know what I mean? So um, that's so to prevent that is easy. And that's what one of the benefits of fasting is to help clean up our cells, right?
right.
See, right
Yeah,
there. So yeah. Go
yeah.
ahead, sis.
I had a one of my clients that reached out to me and
Hmm.
asked me about fasting, and he asked if fasting would be able to help clear out his arteries and things like that because I believe he's going through some, heart issues. And I said, well, fast. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, fasting is the cure.
Now look at this right here. Okay, now fasting is the art of doing nothing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So said we have to come at a scientific base, right?
Right.
So if you can fast, but if okay, fasting is an action that almost a lot of us have done, whether it was for some reason throughout our life, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us don't get I mean, to get the benefits of fasting, it requires not just for you to not just to fast, but you have to have the right environment in your mental and emotional, in your
Right.
spirit as well. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's where this based on, because yeah, a lot of people can do that. But if you're doing it and have done it and not seeing the results that everybody is talking about, because you can hear, oh, asked to do this, like, okay, but is that you? Let's get to the science of it. Let's get to, so
Right.
that way I can know, because okay, yes, if the mindset of fasting is to stop doing anything that's wrong, right? That's the basic premises of fasting, found in
Right.
the Holy Quran, Surah 2, Ayat 183. Fasting is prescribed as it was to you, as it was to those before you, to safeguard against evil. So when we unlock that, if I'm not exercising, that's wrong
Right.
because it's harming me. You feel me? So if we look at the concept of fasting is to do no wrong. A lot of us, the number one way that many of us do wrong is food. So when we have that, that's why it's so easy to focus on food. But if you learn how to control your appetite and your eating, you can learn how to control the rest of you. That's how it's supposed to do, the domino effect. You feel what I mean? So I start with, okay, I control my food. That's literally life or death. So if I can control that, I can control the rest of me. But if I just control the food and I'm not exercising, I'm not getting sunlight, I'm not getting rest, I'm not proper hydration, you feel like I'm not going to get anything from the fast, if that
Right.
makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So if we look at, let's take that clogged arteries, right? So clogged arteries is,
That
so if you look at,
osteosclerosis. Can never say.
well, if you look at, it's at a science base. Nothing is one thing. So if you look at your arteries, it looks like it's one thing, but it's not. It's a bunch of cells that's bonded together, right? So as normal blood cells flow through the artery, right? They bump up against the blood cells as they flow through, they bump up against these cells. And it can do one of two things. It can cause inflammation, and it can also cause the release of nitric oxide, depending on what you're doing. If you're exercising and you get up and you increase blood flow as it rubs against the arteries, it releases nitric oxide, which is a vasodilator, which helps to dilate and open up your arteries even further. If you're just sitting still and
Right.
doing nothing, like working, the sitting disease, and that blood flow rubbing against these arteries, it causes inflammation. Now,
Mm.
eh, if we haven't even added food, that's just the blood cells. So if you add glucose, food,
Right.
and cholesterol and other things, as these elements are flowing through the blood, they are bumping up against the artery cells, causing inflammation. Because a lack of exercise, when it inflames, the arteries get smaller because that inflammation. So now all of these food articles, they get stuck because they can't get through. Now you have a buildup of plaque. See, let's break
Right.
this down for us, right? See, now you got to build up. So when we're looking at what can solve this, okay, if you go to your doctors, they have a device. It's like they stick it in the artery, they open it up, and they pull everything out, and they scrape out the artery. Or you can fast which will
Mm-hmm.
stop the food article particles from coming in, so the plaque doesn't get worse. You exercise and you move something. So you create that, just like they will push
Moving.
it out, you create that force in there that will move that material. See how I
Right.
said, listen, man, come on, y'all,
Yes.
right there. Because as you're exercising, you're going to
Awesome.
create nitric oxide. See, when you get up and you exercise, your body's going to recognize that. What's up, son? And it's going to create nitric oxide. And that's going to give you the dilated arteries. So you're going to open up your arteries by exercising, which helps while your body is getting rid of that plaque.
Makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah, but
Yes, sir.
eating is a stressor itself. I mean, eating is like an extra. You know what I mean? So the state of eating itself, puts the body in a certain condition. And because it's using energy and
Right.
such like that. So by not eating,
Mm.
that's energy that's being conserved or used for something else. If that makes sense. Those arteries, so like I said, you reduce the amount of food that's flowing through your blood, which helps to prevent further plaque buildup. Then when you do the other measures that help to clean out our arteries, like exercising and such, now you reverse that. You stop it and you reverse it.
Right. And lavender essential oil is good for relaxing those arteries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's naturally, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because if you're in a state of stress, you are. That's good. See, that. So you know what I mean? Because if you can,
That is the stress reliever. Yeah.
right. Because there's only two main
But
gears. Hmm.
you said it's
Would
the
you?
two main what?
Now, go ahead. What you was ready to say?
John, can you hear me? There
Yeah, you
is
was
a
ready to say
delay
something.
or a lag.
Now I can't
No,
hear
I
you.
was asking, you said it's two main what? Did you say gears?
No, no, no. You was ready to say something.
Yeah,
Was
that's what
you
I
ready
was
to?
asking you.
Oh,
I didn't hear clearly what you
oh,
said.
oh. No, yeah. Go ahead. What you saying about the lavender? What you were saying about that?
No, I said that yeah, the lavender is good for relaxing those arteries, and it's a natural stress reliever as well.
Mhm. The world is full of stress right now, man. Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, especially ever since the last presidential election. I mean, it's like induced
Right.
stress. Yeah, we under stress inducement. You know, especially nowadays. I mean, the news services aren't really like they are used to be. So you gotta find what you're looking for. You know, and we can stay in that state of stress, not even knowing it. So that's what, and we look at. That's one of the benefits because that is the topic. It goes beyond just food. That's just something that I can see.
So something I can see becomes easier for me to
Right.
control versus my thoughts that I can't see, my sexual appetite that I can't see. That only happens when I see a woman or a man. You know what I mean? So now when I'm practicing the thing that I can see and that we are taught is that keeps us alive, and I can control that. Now when these other moments pop up, it makes me easier to control or prevent them. And all of these things contribute to
Right.
death. You know what I mean? Like this is where we die from.
Yes, sir.
Right. You know, because death is at a cellular
Absolutely.
level. So how do you know these are this is and fasting is a cellular cleanup.
Right.
So, that's
Yes,
autophagy.
sir.
Right. Yeah, yeah. But see, that's where, the science has to come in that because we can hear like fasting helps to clean up the body, but everything is cells. You know what I mean? So when we hear that, that's where it's like when we looking at these blood cells, now the artery, every cell in our body has the opportunity to become damaged and the opportunity to be replaced because the body is easier
Right.
to replace a damaged cell than to try to fix it. But if we interfere through our lifestyle with the process that replaces damaged cells, the backup would be fasting and autophagy, which will help to clean up that cell. But apoptosis is what we want because that's how we get. I ain't trying to clean it up when I got something that can replace it. You mean like
Right.
so? That's like okay. If it's time to buy a car, I can buy a used one or a new one for the same price. The same price. Which one would you want? A new car or a used car for the same price? Right? So this is where we
Yeah.
have the ability to, make that choice with our lifestyle. What do you want? Do you want to prevent and overcome your death? Because it's going to start here. Your cells are going to start to die. You might go to the doctors and they're going to be like, hey, your pancreas, your liver, your kidney, your heart. You know what I mean? They can show you. They gonna they go the sales are gonna, so when we looking at that, these are all things that we've caused, right? It's
Hmm.
not a mystery. It wasn't God, it wasn't, oh, it's my turn. If God gonna kill you, he doesn't have to give you cancer to kill you. Because cancer might not kill you, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
That's true.
that's not a death sentence. So we look at these things, even HR, like, hey, look at Magic Johnson. He
I was just about
like
to say that.
these things aren't death sentences.
For a living.
COVID wasn't a death
Right.
sentence.
Right. Yeah. We kill ourselves daily by what?
Come on, sis. That's
By
my favorite quote. Man,
yeah,
it
by
if
the
we
way we
go
think, by the way we eat.
and if we look at the science, and then if we take that and we apply it scientifically, we'll go to the cells. We'll see how the thought has an effect on the cells. We'll see how what we eat and drink has an effect on the cells. And then, okay, so from a negative, because we train, we are more used to the negative, detrimental than the positive, healthy side, right? So when we say these things, it's easy to picture the negative side, the pain, the misery, the
Right.
discomfort. the depression. It's easy to, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, you just like with psychosomatic, that it's psychosomatic disorder. It's easy to show how your thoughts can make you sick or make your body feel
Mhm.
worse. But
Right.
there's a flip side to all of that. Okay, if my thoughts, anger, sadness, depression makes my physical body hurt and weak and sick, what does love and happiness and you know what I mean? Like, okay, so ooh,
Right.
you know, I reverse that.
Right. Raise your frequency with the positive thoughts.
Right, right. So, but we just, like I said, unfortunately, we just don't have that many examples to show. We don't have research and tech. All of it is on what the negative words do to us and stuff like that. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So just like with essential oils, you know, it like yeah, it will tell you how to overcome this, that more than how to enhance the good stuff.
It does both. All
And
three
we
at
don't
one
get the
time.
teachings on that. You know what I mean? Like we'll get the teachings on, you know, because the medicinal side isn't just to overcome these things. The medicinal side is how to make yourself happier. That's medicinal.
Hmm.
Right? So, you know, if you're at peace, how to be more peaceful. That's medicinal.
Right.
And you know, because
Keep
we
doing
all aren't starting
what
from a
you got. Do what you
exactly.
did to get that piece and just keep doing it.
But the essential oils help to enhance that.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because you can be happier. You can be more peaceful. You know, you can be more in love. All of the good things can be increased, just like the
Right.
negative thing.
Right. Yes, sir. Definitely. Um, Oils that help with that rose. That's one with one of the highest frequencies. Rose essential oil, chamomile.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
One
easier
more
to
piece.
prevent. I mean, but this is what you
Right.
know. We apply things when there's something wrong, and sometimes it's too late for that. You know what I mean? Like with the like once the plaque buildup is there, it's not too late to apply fasting, but it's too late for fasting itself just to be the cure. You know what I mean? Like in the process of creating the plaque, that's when fasting would be the cure because now you're stopping the plaque from even getting a chance to build up. Once it builds up, it's not a standalone cure no more because now you got to get the plaque is there. You still got to get rid of the plaque. You know what I mean? So this is where it's like, okay, these things that if we practice this holistic, healthy lifestyle, that's the preventative measure. So when things like COVID happen, when these think medical or whatever situations that could pop up, I'm
Hmm.
healthy enough where even if it infects me, I can easily get through it.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I break a bone, my bones will easily repair.
Yes.
Right. It won't kill me. You know, because that I mean, it's really man. If if we knew how powerful and strong the human body is made. Like it takes a lot to kill a human body within 50, 60 seconds. When you
Right.
really, if usually, if you ever get a chance to talk to those type of people and their lifestyle was like chaotic, erratic, stressful, you know what I mean? Like then when you get those people that we get a chance to talk to that may be in their 90s and older, their lifestyle was peaceful. It was, they didn't have that. If they did, they stopped
Right. They stopped. Yes.
a long time ago.
Right. A long time, way before they got into their 90s, and they stopped all of that foolishness.
Right. Just like those of us that have the grandmamas that's still around,
Right.
the great grand, and they've been living like that the whole since we like, like my grandma, she died at 92, but I only remember her one way my whole life. She was grandmama. You know what I mean? We came over there. She was in the kitchen somewhere, or doing laundry, or doing
Right.
something around the house. Like up until she died, she just got older looking.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But it was, you know what I mean? So she didn't go out. She didn't party. Like she didn't do nothing. And had she had been careful with her diet and the other stuff, she would still probably be here. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. Right.
this is when we get a chance to look at these examples, we can they tell it in their lifestyle. Those that live longer have a more healthier, simplistic, peaceful lifestyle, and those that don't, barring like a medical condition that they had nothing to do with or anything like that. We looking at,
Right.
normal, regular numbers. This is where
Hmm.
number one cause of death. This is the number one. Over 650,000 people die every year from this right here. And it's
And
completely
what's that?
controllable and preventable.
The heart disease.
Yeah, that's the number one cause of death.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
No.
Over something that you're not born with that you have to do to yourself.
Right. And I
Woo!
like what you said earlier. Fasting is the science of doing nothing.
You're not
That's
eating.
powerful.
You know what I
Right.
mean? You're not thinking wrong thoughts. You know what I mean? You're not practicing it. So it's the art of doing nothing. If we boil it down. So when you hear a person saying, I'm doing a
Right.
juice fast, hold up. A juice is simply the liquid from a food. So it's the food. It's just a liquid meal. Smoothie, you can't not eat and eat at the same time.
Right. Right.
But the purpose of fasting is the backup to apoptosis. So as we get into our late 30s, 40s, getting into our 50s, we start to see wrinkles, sagging skin, right? Gray
Hmm.
cells that our bodies can't get rid of anymore.
Right.
So apoptosis, bam. Now the backup to that, okay, I don't have the ability to get brand new cells, but I can clean up what I got. That's fasting.
Right.
That's all of our cells, our artery cells, the cells that make up our arteries, the epithelium cells. They get worn out. They and when they can't get replaced through apoptosis, This is where we can fast and we can clean up the cells that make up our arteries. Not just the plaque that's in them, but the artery
Mhm.
itself needs to be healed and healthy.
Right. Right. Fasting is the cure.
And I'm telling you,
Peace
man,
and blessings, Sister Joy. Thank you for tuning in.
thank you. And
Yes.
sometimes, I can see why some of the doctors, because, sometimes, because sometimes it's like, I think we can study this and then we can assume that everybody knows this because it's right there.
Right.
It's like, and once you study it, it almost seems like, wow, common sense. But until all of us picked up the book, we didn't know. You know what I mean? But we can lose sight of that. But this is
Exactly.
something
See that? Right.
I think used to be common sense. It used to be common knowledge because it's not. This is just how the body works. This isn't nothing special. You know what I mean? Like we're made of cells. Like that's not nothing special. That's what we're made of. The cells aren't that complicated. We can see them under a basic microscope. Mm.
Right. The average person isn't doesn't have a microscope.
We used to though. You remember the toy book? See, we used to have a
Looking
toy
at
like
that.
we used. It wasn't that many toys available.
Right.
You had a few of the games and stuff, but then you had the science toys, the log cabins, the puzzles. Like I shopped out of growing up. I wanted some of those puzzles and stuff too, though. The log cabins and stuff like that.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
Sister Joy, we appreciate you tuning in. Throw some questions at us. I know, I
Right.
know y'all want to
Yeah,
live.
she
Come
is.
on. Uh,
Sister Joy is one of our longtime supporters and viewers.
yes,
Glad to see you back.
yes. But see, and this is we look at this conversation, and it should spark and open the door to the potential for your lifespan. Not all of us, because life is an individual endeavor. You know what I mean? Like we all aren't going to live the same age. It depends on what we want and how we do it and what we do. So within that, especially with How to Eat to Live and the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who represents a God that came to give us life and life more abundantly. But he said he can't do this unless he regulates our dietary habits. And if we do that, we
Right.
unlock the potential. He said 1 meal a day will give you a lifespan of 120 years. 1 meal every day doubles that. He said 1 meal every 3 days, you will never get sick. Well, how are you going to die if you never get sick? He answered that. He said, when we got tired of living, that's when we broke the dietary laws. Mm, man, you don't want to be back on that trajectory of life more abundantly. We were there until we were
Wow.
tragically interrupted by this dispensation of time with this ruler whose time is up. 1914. Their time has been up. So from that point, it's been up to us as individuals and collectively to say, hey, I'm here to rule again.
Right.
I'm here to rule again.
Our time. That's right.
Yeah. Or
It's,
hey, my
it's
time.
that time.
Stop. Hey, sometimes we can't see the hours because the representations of our people aren't the best, right? We're not fed with the best representation. So if you can't see the
True.
hour, claim the mile.
Mm.
Accept your own and be yourself. It's
Right.
your time to rule as
Be
an
yourself.
individual collectively, we're going to get it together. But individually, you got an earth that's your body that you can practice your rulership on.
I like that. That's a great point.
Until we
Great
get to the
point.
collective. Learn, control
Right.
this earth rate.
Yes.
Expand. The Honorable
Take
Elijah
charge of
Muhammad
this
said,
post
right. And he gave
and
us
all
one of the
of the
best tools.
property. Yeah.
He says that it takes 75 years to learn how to live. So, as
Living.
anybody, that should put us on the perspective of always learning. Because you'll hear 20 years olds, and I'm not knocking anybody, but you'll hear 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-olds giving life advice like they had, like, at 50, I don't know nothing. I still have 25 or so more years to go to learn.
Right.
You should, like, if you get that perspective, you're always going to be looking for more and better and to grow and to develop. So when the new science comes, you won't reject it because you're stuck in where you're at. You're going to grow and develop with the times. So you won't never be old because your body and your mind will always be renewing because you will be in a
Right.
state of regeneration. See, you're going to be looking for change, wanting to change, accepting the change.
Yes.
Woo!
Constantly learning and learning all about yourself.
Say that again. Say that
Learning
again, sis.
all about yourself.
That's the
That's the key.
not the world about you.
Right.
That's
Self care,
that's how you
self
control and
love.
prevent death.
Right. Praise be to Allah.
You'll die when you're ready to die. It's not that we'll live in. Listen, it's not that you will live forever, but you can live indefinitely.
Yeah, that's another topic.
No, but that, yeah. So it's not forever. We're not using that language. The language that we're using is you can control and prevent death, and then you can live indefinitely. And that
Indefinite.
means as long as you want.
Right. So eliminate the things that are making you sick.
Fasting. What are we what are we fasting from, sis? Go ahead. What'd you say?
Yes. Fasting from those toxic thoughts, that toxic food, all of that.
Yes. Praise be to Allah.
The science of doing nothing, like you said. The science of doing nothing.
Make it easy. Make it easy.
Right.
You know, because they make fasting complicated, man. Like, then people are like, well, how do you fast? You don't do nothing. Like,
Stop eating, stop.
you know, ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's where, hey, but that's all praise to do. That's what one of the things I love about the nation, you know, that not only is it life giving, but it puts it in your control. You know what I mean? Like, you save yourself, you set yourself in heaven. You know what I mean? You secure for yourself money, friendships, good homes. You know what I mean? Like, it's a he puts it right where it's supposed to be, on us.
On you. That's right. On us. Yep.
Yep. You ain't gotta wait to die to go to heaven.
Right.
Heaven,
Sit
heaven and
yourself
hell
in
is
heaven.
right here. Condition of the mind.
Right.
Yeah. So you got another oil? Did you put that I didn't really want it, but that clip of what I sent you on the permanent, what was it called?
No, I sure did. Forever Chemicals.
Y'all want to tune in next? That's the next we
Yeah,
gonna
we
look.
gotta bring that up next week.
Yeah, no, but that's what y'all want to come into this next show because I didn't even know there was something called Forever Chemicals.
Forever Chemicals. Yes.
Man, and it's not good. It is not good. It's not a Forever 21. No, no, no. Man, so listen, please,
Yeah.
because it really it's almost like, okay, what do we fast from? So now we can go into the things that are harmful that we can fast from. And now if you fast a day, 2 days, 3 days, you're going to see the difference, not just from not eating, but not having that poison in your body. So
Right.
if these chemicals we're surrounded by, and you say, okay, food isn't your issue, let's fast from some of these things on that list and see how it goes. Because that's what they do with allergies. You'll have a list of things, and day by each day, you'll put something new. If it's like a skin or food allergy, that's how they test you. You know what I mean? Because it's not abracadabra. You gotta. This is how we become proactive.
Absolutely.
That would be a good
Proactive.
idea, though.
Now,
Sid. What you think?
yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So the follow up to this will be these forever chemicals. Man,
Right.
man,
And what
that's
they're causing,
that's what,
the health issues they cause. Man.
man, man. So and once we, and then cause that's I believe all of our goal is to be healthier. You know what I mean? So we can live, and
Mhm.
have a good quality of life and such like that.
Right. Sister Joy says, you both are still doing such an amazing work. I'm thankful for you, how you have helped me become much more health conscious with solutions, great essential oil presentation that I still incorporate in my day to day. Much love to you both. All praises
Thank you.
due to Allah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. That's what we strive to do, give up some good information, that we can use right now.
Right. And she says she's recovering from two carpal tunnel surgeries. So she's slowly coming back online.
Hmm. Man, I wish you could have talked to me before them man. See, and once the main thing, the main obstacle with surgeries is always scar tissue. So the
Mhm.
surgery can be perfect, but if there's scar tissue and that body doesn't heal right, that's usually the number one complication.
The scar
And it's
tissue.
like, yeah, man, yes. And it sounds something, but yeah, when you're dealing with the muscles and inside of your body, that scar tissue it just prevents movement, that
Mm,
flexibility and all of that other stuff. So yeah, yeah. But
yes.
I had carpal tunnel bad myself, you know, fasting. I had to stop doing the stuff that caused carpal tunnel so my body could heal.
See,
Yeah.
that's you have to get yourself out of the way, right?
Because it was either keep wearing. I mean, you could like wear the brace so you can go so you can do the activity. But even doing that, your body, it hurts. You still,
Right.
especially after a while. So it was either okay, it's not getting better, especially as we increase in age. You know what I mean? So now it's like it's choices to make. That's where the fasting. It when we apply that beyond food, it can help us solve what we cause.
Right.
Because
Yes,
the body
sir.
wants to heal itself anyway. The body's always in a state of healing.
Healing.
Unfortunately, we're always in a state of injuring the body.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We sit too long, legs, and we get the signals. We do. The body will tell us to stop, take a break, and we keep going. So it's like if we can
Mhm.
look at it like that. Okay, how do I apply fasting? Okay, if food, especially if food isn't necessarily my issue,
Right.
start with whatever your issue is. Stop doing
Exactly.
that.
And she said that's exactly what she's dealing with, the scar tissue.
hmm hmm Yep. That and they'll want to go in and do a surgery on the
The
scar tissue.
surgery to remove the scar
That,
tissue.
I'm telling you that's the next
Yeah.
step. Oh, we're gonna cut that scar. What? You know what I mean?
And
Like,
then it's gonna be more what? More scar tissue.
man, that's that surgeries can be perfect. It is the scar tissue in the that hinders the healing process and you returning
Right.
back to me. Yeah. It'll make you
Yes.
wish you've never done this surgery
Mm.
because you weren't feeling what you were feeling before the surgery. This you mean like, and then
Right.
you thought you were gonna get better and you didn't. So it's like psychologically, mentally, emotionally, you kind of worse because you thought, and then they told you this you're gonna be. Oh yeah, we got you. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? They sold you on this
Mhm.
thing, and you go through the process, man. It becomes life altering.
Life altering. Yes, sir. She was like that part, Brother Sean.
I'm
So I've been
telling you.
massaging the area. She said she's been massaging the area. Definitely has helped.
I'm with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm working on that because I got some people that is dealing with it, been dealing with it, and I've been trying to find solutions for them that work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Yeah, stay tuned on that
Yes.
part. Yeah, stay tuned. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up right there. Thank you for tuning in, Sister Joy. It's good to see you back on here. Yeah, this was good. And tune
I
in.
hope it sparked. I hope it sparked because
Oh, yes.
we like to have not trendy topics, but looking at it from a different perspective. So and for those, Sister Joy, like those that like you know how we get down. So you mean like yeah
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, with that, yeah, tune in next week. We're gonna talk about those forever chemicals, so we can help you make better lifestyle choices in regards to what you put in your environment. It matters. It all matters, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you again for tuning in, everybody. Those of you that watch this on the replay, we appreciate you as well. Yes, Sister Christine, wa alaikum salam. Thank you for tuning in as well. All right. Until next week, inshallah, we'll be back. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.